My name is Rinko Inokawa, just an average working woman of 28. Let me talk about an unbelievable thing that happened to me. About 5 years into the company I work at, my boss had left the company, and so I had a new boss. His name is Mr. Kimizawa, and he was very young and of the sportsman type. He was very energetic, and at first I thought he was a great person. But that first impression did not last very long. In fact, he is quite a nuisance. However, he is not of the abuse of power or sexual harassment type. But I cannot stand him.
Sorry to bother you. Something big happened.
What happened?
Remember the data you made a while ago? Apparently someone accidentally deleted it all.
What? That almost took a day to make. Could you not recover it?
I tried, but it didn't work. It's completely gone.
That was super important, right?
Yeah, we definitely need it by tomorrow. I asked around, but no one else could make it.
That means I have to take my PTO another day, huh?
Yeah, I'm very sorry.
I just left home. I'll be there in 40 minutes.
Alright. Actually, I lied.
Huh?
Yep. Who would delete such an important file by accident? You don't need to come in today.
Are you kidding me? I took a shower and got ready already.
Then go outside for today. You're still in your 20s. You need to loosen up a little more.
Could you please stop doing this?
Come on, I don't do this a lot.
What? A few days ago, you made me print out 100 copies, even though you needed 10. And last week, you turned off the lights when I was working alone over time.
That was pretty funny, huh? You're fun to mess around with. I had to do it.
Please stop!
My bad.
Just like this, he loves to pull childish pranks on me. He pulls little pranks like this to very complex ones as well. It's my fault I fall for them. And that's why I'm his usual target. But honestly, it's super frustrating. On another day, while working overtime, when I was finally done and heading home, I noticed that the elevator had an under inspection paper on it. I decided to walk down the stairs when all of a sudden... Ah! Someone with a zombie mask was waiting there to frighten me. I was so scared I fell down the stairs and I lost consciousness. When I woke up, I was in a hospital bed, and there weren't any life-threatening damages, but...
Miss Ronco! Are you alright? I heard you fell down the stairs!
Thank you for your consideration. I don't know if I'm okay, though.
What does that mean?
Well, apparently I fell in a bad spot. I have lower body paralysis.
What? That's a huge deal!
Yeah, unlucky me.
Why did you use the stairs?
Because it was under inspection.
Huh? I left the office 20 minutes before you, and I used the elevator as usual.
Really?
Yeah, and there weren't any inspectors there either.
So that was also set up too.
What?
The reason I fell down the stairs was because I was scared by something.
Something?
A male employee with a zombie mask.
That's definitely Mr. Kimizawa.
You think so too, right?
Of course I do. That's definitely him. You need to sue him for alimony and for treatment. What has he said to you?
I haven't talked to him since then.
Then I'll go and drag him to the hospital.
Thanks, but it's okay. He should be coming soon to apologize. I'll let him prepare for what's to come.
You're too kind. He hurt you to the point of paralysis.
He didn't mean to hurt me. Anyway, I need to seriously talk to him about his attitude. Could you keep this a secret to everyone else for now? As I discussed with my subordinate while in the hospital, I had lower body paralysis and needed a large amount of rehabilitation. According to the doctor, a full recovery was unlikely. So, while I put on a tough face to my subordinate, I was deeply depressed. I couldn't continue my current job, and my life had been drastically changed. But my subordinate, Shogo, came to the hospital to talk to me very frequently and took a lot care of me. Because of him, I was able to mentally recover from this incident. But one big problem, I had no contact of any kind from the culprit, Mr. Kimizawa. He didn't come to greet me in person, nor send me a message. Because I was frustrated, I decided to personally contact him. But what came back shocked me. Hello, Do you have a minute?
Yeah, sure. Sorry I couldn't go check up on you in person.
You don't need to come check up. We need to talk about a lot of things, right?
Talk? About what?
Are you serious? Listen, I'm sorry, but I'm not in the mood to mingle with you at the moment.
I really don't know what you're talking about.
That day you spooked me. You're the reason I'm like this. We need to talk about how you're going to compensate for this incident and the treatment.
Hey now, I was working overtime, but I left earlier than you.
Yes, and you put a paper on the elevator and waited in the stairs. You wore a zombie mask to frighten me, and I fell down the stairs.
Oh, so that's what happened, huh? That must have been terrible. I'm so sorry for you.
What? Who else would do such a thing?
I don't know. It's just not me. Did you see my face? They wore a zombie mask, right?
Yes.
So you don't have evidence that it was me, right? There were other people working overtime too. It could have been anyone else too, you know?
Are you serious? Are you trying to get away with what you did to me? My lower body is paralyzed.
That must be tough. But it's not me. You don't have evidence. Please, stop.
I'm not pulling back. I'm going to talk to a lawyer.
Whatever makes you happy. But I think it'll be a waste of your time.
Mr. Kimizawa said the unthinkable to get away from this. And I wasn't persuaded. I was prepared to sue him for what he did. A few days later, I talked to my lawyer friend and they said it will be a tough call. Like Mr. Kimizawa said, I had no evidence. I thought about what to do then, but couldn't come up with anything. I was hopeless and was about to give up. My life had changed due to a childish prank, and the culprit was going to get away with it. I felt powerless and started to cry. While I cried in the hospital room, I received a message from Shogo.
How you doing? Let me know if you need anything. You don't need to hesitate.
Thank you, but I don't know what to do anymore.
Why? What happened?
I talked to Mr. Kimizawa yesterday.
I didn't do anything, like you told me to. You guys didn't talk yet?
Yes, because he never contacted me. So I went and contacted him, and he said he didn't do it.
The only person that would do such pranks is Mr. Kimizawa.
That's what I thought, but I have no evidence.
Seriously? Is he trying to get away with this?
I talked to my lawyer, but it seems I'm out of options. He didn't push me off, so I wouldn't be able to sue him directly.
You were basically pushed off, though.
Yeah, but it's no use.
So basically, we need evidence, right?
Yes, but there aren't any cameras there. And since there weren't any other people there, there's no evidence.
I'll do something about it. Trust me. I'll find evidence for you.
You don't have to. I'm sorry I complained about this to you.
I understand. But I'm doing this for myself.
This has nothing to do with you, so you don't need to worry. I'm just your coworker. You don't need to do this.
You aren't just my coworker.
Huh?
Let's talk about this another day. Please, stay put.
Shogo went and looked for evidence that Kimizawa did this to me. But when he said I wasn't just a coworker... Did he mean? Does that mean? It seems like a very roundabout way of confessing, so I'm a little flustered. This helped me to slightly forget about my regrets, so I guess it helped. However, he isn't a detective, and looking for evidence is likely very tough. So, I wasn't expecting much from his investigations. But a few days later, Shogo came back with great news. So, I contacted Mr. Kimizawa in order to fight him one last time. Mr. Kimizawa, please come to the hospital. We need to talk about what happened.
Like I said, it wasn't me. Stop being so clingy. I understand you're in pain, but you have to face the truth.
The one to face the truth is you. Sen's picture. This is enough evidence, right?
Where did you get this?
Shogo got it for me. He apparently got this from your wife. When you do your pranks, you often tell your wife about it, don't you? That time too, you messaged her, I'm going to scare my subordinate, right? And you sent the picture too. We have a screenshot of your message, so we can prove that this was you.
My wife betrayed me?
Betrayed you? Why would you think like that? Shogo kindly informed her what you did, and she gladly cooperated. Her husband has permanently disabled someone. Do you think she would keep quiet of it?
Okay, I admit it, but I didn't plan this to happen.
That doesn't mean you can be let off for this. And I heard who called the ambulance. It was someone else who was there on an accident. You didn't call an ambulance for me and just left me there?
I called out for you, but you didn't respond, so I got scared.
Even so, you kept running away from me afterwards.
I'm so sorry. I'll compensate for the treatment, but please, don't request for alimony.
Maybe if you were honest from the beginning, I wouldn't have. But not anymore. Please expect a hefty lawsuit. Apparently, Shogo has visited Mr. Kimizawa's house before, and his wife told him that her husband always reports his pranks to her. He remembered this story, so he did his best to contact her and explain to her the situation. This was how he was able to acquire the picture. With this evidence, I was able to acquire a large amount of compensation for the treatment and alimony. And this wasn't it. With this, his wife had also filed for a divorce with Mr. Kimizawa. It was also told to the company, and he was laid off. As for me, I began a new job that I get to work from home for a living. And the amazing person that helped me throughout, Shogo, is now my boyfriend.
My name is Minoru Takeda, and I'm an office worker. Today I want to talk about a problem I had with my boss. I've stayed in the same company as the one I joined right after college. I'm currently in the sales division. The company is pretty big, the welfare is decent, and there is very little overtime work. I've never thought of leaving. Also, the environment is great with amazing people to work alongside. I've been in this environment for 3 years now. All in all, I'd say my life is good. But when it came time for reshuffling, the boss that took great care of me left. The new boss that came in was named Aikeshi. My office life changed after he became my boss. Because... Hey, when are you coming back? I was out quite far today. I intend to go straight home. Straight home? You didn't tell me. I sent you an email today. Yeah, I saw it. But did you think you could just go home with one email? You'd usually get the boss's permission, right? Sorry, there was no issue doing it like this with my previous boss. Well, I'm your boss now. Don't make excuses. My apologies. I'll be careful. Of course you will. And? When are you coming back? Wait, I need to go back now? Well, of course. I didn't give you permission to go straight home. Just come back. But I'm already at my home station. I don't care. You just need to come back. If you don't, I'll mark down that you ditched early. Okay, I'll be at the office in 40 minutes. When I go back, do I have new work? None in particular. You need to check out your time card and go back home. We can check out our time cards using our phones, so I already checked out today. Huh? What is that? Yeah, our last boss implemented it for convenience. If we allow that, then people will slack off. What was he thinking? From now on, no one is allowed to use that. I will not allow anything else but the one in the office. Now quit whining and come to the office. I'm already on my way. And so, just to apologize to my boss, I had to go back to the office. When I went back, he said a couple of things to me, and I was allowed to go back home. Just a reminder, this was the first day for the new boss. I lightly conversed with him once, and that was the only communication we had. I thought he was simply a very strict person. However, a couple weeks in, I noticed something strange. He was never as strict to anyone else but me. I was the only one who was nitpicked about small things, and he even made me prioritize small miscellaneous chores. Again, I hadn't talked to him that much prior too. I didn't understand why he hated me so much. Just as I was wondering in my head, I received a message from Ryo Nishiki, who joined the company in the same year.
Minoru, about the meetup we're having, is the end of the month okay for you?
Yeah, I'll find us a place.
Okay, thanks. Oh, by the way, I heard Mr. Ikeishi came to your division from the reshuffling.
Yeah, do you know him?
Know him? He was in my division before.
Right, he was from the planning division. So, he was your boss before?
Yup, and just between us, do you know why he was shuffled around?
No idea, and I think he hates me.
Really? Why?
No idea. Was he reshuffled from abuse of authority? Was there someone being harassed like me?
No, close though. It's more sexual harassment.
Seriously? What did he do?
Nothing too serious, but harassment of the old type. He doesn't think before he talks. And he has an itch for the women.
Wait, he's married, right?
Rumor has it he's always itching at his subordinates. Personally, he's asked me out to dinner a lot.
Why hasn't he not been punished yet?
Well, usually people don't have the time to sue him. But because the rumors don't stop, I've heard they just decided to move him to the sales division.
I see. The sales division is mostly men. There shouldn't be a lot of women for him to harass. Just like that, I was told why Mr. Aikeshi was shuffled here. I had mixed feelings as to learning his history. But I was still confused. Why was he targeting me now? According to Rio, all the women avoided him. But he worked well with the other men. There were no rumors about abuse of authority either. But the more I think about it, he is very strict against me. Recently, he's just been nitpicking everything that's insignificant. Because of him, I feel like there's bad air in the division. That was when Aizawa-san, my superior, worried about me. He was very well-informed insider and knew a lot about the rumors in our company. I heard something baffling from him. Hey, are you okay? Mr. Aikeshi sure was pretty hard on you. I'm doing so-so, thank you. But in reality, it's pretty tough. I can tell, he's hard on just you, must be tough. So, it is just me, right? Yeah, he's pretty old-fashioned and hard to deal with sometimes, but he isn't horrible to anyone else. I don't know what's happening. Then it seems that rumor is true. What rumor? Do not tell Mr. Aikeshi, okay? Of course, and he never listens to me anyways. Yeah, that's true. This is just a rumor. Rio-san from planning, she's the same age as you, right? Yeah, we have a meetup planned too. Actually, I heard Mr. Aikeshi was her boss before. I heard Mr. Aikeshi was pretty into Rio-san before. Does that mean he was seducing her? Yeah, pretty seriously I heard. Wait, isn't he married? Rumor has it he's been itching for women from way before. Because he's pretty good with women, it's said some girls fall for him, and that's why he's being carried away. But in the case of Rio-san, because she wasn't giving him any chances, he got all heated up. Understandable. Rio doesn't like upper-aged men. But what does that have to do with anything? Well, it's because you and Rio-san have a thing, right? Where did you hear that? Well, everybody knows. In fact, everyone is wondering why you guys just don't date. I'm sorry, this is just so embarrassing. Well, it's true that Rio and I have a thing. I didn't know it was that obvious. I was thinking of making things clear with her, but not that right now. I didn't think that a grown man would be hard on his subordinate because of something like this. But the more I think about it, it made perfect sense. But if that's the case, then I can do nothing about it. In order to calm him down, I would need to give up on Rio, and that just sounds dumb. In reality, I just need to endure Mr. Aikeshi's harassment. While it is honestly very stressful, I thought I just needed to endure it and wait it out until he doesn't care anymore. But there was an instance where I could no longer tolerate him. After my 2-day PTO, I returned to the office. What is this? What are you talking about? Don't act like you don't know. It's about MoniRobo Corporation. Ah, that. Yeah, I got a contract from them. Of course, that's because I was there negotiating for so long. I was going to get the contract after final negotiations when my PTO ended. Why is the negotiation completed with your name on the contract? The client said they wanted to talk early. Because you were on PTO in such important times, I decided to go for you. Why is your name on it, even though you did the bare minimum? You knew that they were one of my clients, right? Well, it's your fault that you took PTO during important times. Be angry at yourself. And besides, it doesn't matter who signs the contract, it's all beneficial for our company. Even if that is the case, I can't stand someone taking my hard work for themselves. Wait, weren't you the one that made me take PTO? Really? I don't remember. Yeah, you told me to take PTO because HR was annoying you about it. You told me to take PTO on specific days too. Were you planning to take that contract from me? What? Why would I? Besides, if that is the case, you have no evidence. That's the reason why Rio ignored you. What? I heard you were into your subordinates being such an adult. Too bad she hates people like you. I don't know what you're talking about, but I don't like your attitude. That's no way to treat your elders. That's why kids these days are useless. I've never thought of you being an adult either, you and your childish behaviors. And weren't you into the so-called young girls? Watch your language. Say anything more and you'll regret it. After that, the two of us argued in an empty meeting room in our office. It may not be surprising, but the argument didn't settle anything. And the two of us completely hated each other. Now I was committed to suing with things like abuse of power. However, he was quicker to act. He told HR that I had punched him in our argument in the meeting room. Of course, I told my story, however, I had no evidence. Mr. Aikeshi had a stronger voice, and because there were no witnesses, the incident resulted in me being suspended from work. I could go back to work after a couple days, however, my dream of climbing up the ladder was hopeless. I was super mortified. but there was someone that saved me.
Hey, how long are you resting for? Come on, come back.
No, I'm still on suspension.
Uh-huh, I guess no one has told you yet?
What are you talking about?
Mr. Ikeishi was fired.
Wait, really?
Yep, he was packing his stuff yesterday. Getting fired at his age must be tough. It's all his fault, but I do feel for him a little.
But why? I didn't sue him. Even if I did, I would have lost.
You're right, because it's rumored you punched him. You wouldn't be persuasive enough to sue him for abuse of power, so I sued him.
What?
You know, he was pretty diligent about seducing me.
Yeah, Aizawa-san told me a little about it.
And he was pretty blatant about it. He even told me he'd give me an allowance, which creeped me out.
He said what?
Well, I dodged and let him be, but I didn't want to waste my time on him. But because he did horrible things to you, I couldn't just sit there.
Rio, you did that for me?
Yep, you should be thankful. In fact, you can take me out to something delicious.
That won't be enough. I'll do anything. But how did it go so smoothly? I thought usually there would be investigations and stuff.
Yeah, usually that's how it goes. But I wasn't the only one that sued him.
What? Rio then explained to me what happened. Mr. Aikeshi had too much history of harassing other women in the office. Rio thought that there would be people that had similar instances that might help her out in suing him. She went around the office looking for people with similar experiences. Since Mr. Aikeshi had been in the office for quite a while, there were 5 people that Rio was able to find. She was able to create a victim's associate, and they all sued him at once. Because there were multiple women suing him at once, HR couldn't come up with excuses. In this day and age, more sexual harassment cases would be detrimental to the higher-ups, and they quickly fired Mr. Aikeshi on the spot. It's said that Mr. Aikeshi, right after being fired, looked lifeless, and for him, being sued by the women that he had fallen for must have amped it up his shock. After this incident, Rio and I finally got together. Moreover, I could not give enough thanks for what she'd done for me.
My name is Nano Namaru. I'm a 28-year-old office worker. My mother passed away 15 years ago due to sickness, and my father raised me by himself. He hadn't done any housework until my mother passed away, but when I was in high school, he made me lunch every day. He would often come to school events as well, and so I loved my father very much. I'm working now, but I had decided to stay and live with my father until I get married. So we divide the housework and live happily together. But I've been really busy recently and had difficulty making time for housework.
Nano, are you alright? Do you want to talk about work?
It's nothing big. I'm fine, thanks. I was just super tired, and it was too stupid of a thing to talk to my father. The problem I was having was with an elder coworker, Ayo Yakamashi, bullying me because I was a younger worker. She just hates younger coworkers, and she periodically changes her target. And she does this constantly. This time, it just happened to be my turn.
Mrs. Namaru,
Yes?
there's a request for support in creating a list of clients. Please do it, okay?
Sure. When is it due by?
Tomorrow?
Tomorrow?
Yep. It's a request from sales.
But I still haven't finished what you requested yesterday. I don't think I have time.
If there isn't time, make the time. Did I ask you about your circumstance? You only have one choice. Do it.
Could you ask someone who's free to do it?
There isn't anyone else bored besides you. You shouldn't be whining. You can't even do work.
But it's already 3 p.m. It depends on the load, but I may need to work overtime to finish.
Too bad, but it's work. The deadline isn't changing. Because you're too slow, you're causing the sales team an inconvenience. If you continue this, then our entire department will lose trust.
Okay.
You are so useless and stubborn. If you could just only do better, you might finish at 5 p.m. Just like me.
Who do I ask to check the documents?
I wouldn't know right from wrong. You take full responsibility. I'm busy going out on dates.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Did you commit to being single forever? I can't imagine life without men. You know, I may be slightly old, but I always have a boyfriend. How does it feel living alone? Are you lonely? Do you look at other couples and screech? Just imagining it makes me laugh, lol. Sorry, but I have work to do. LOL, loser. Good luck. I'm so tired. She always pushes her work onto me and leaves on the clock. This work likely has a longer deadline, and in the end, she'll take all the credit. But because she's an older worker, I can't refuse. Plus, I heard that she married a man recently, surprising for her age. It might be cute news, if only she wasn't such a lousy, annoying old lady. I wonder who'd go out with a woman like her, is what I always think every time she talks about men. One day...
No, I'd like to introduce you to someone.
Hello? Huh?
She's Ayo Yakamashi. She's my fiancée.
Fiancé? Nice to meet you, Mrs. Nano. What kind of sick joke is this? You're gonna marry her?
Yeah, I was surprised to think Mrs. Yakamashi was your boss at work. Thank you for taking care of my daughter all the time.
No problem. She's always such a great helper, but...
Is there a problem?
No, nothing. What is this? Could you be honest?
Stop it, Nano. She's your boss, right?
Yeah, but it's nothing, really. Oh, yeah, I brought some snacks. Would you like to join us, Nano? Nano? I'm fine, thanks.
Nano!
Leave her be. She might be in shock.
I'm sorry, Mrs. Ayo.
Don't worry about it.
Looks like father doesn't know how awful Mrs. Ayo truly is. I'm not against my father marrying someone, but please, not her. The reason she isn't married is because she chooses men for their money. She's happy to have boyfriends, but she complains about how their presents are cheap and the restaurants are not 5 stars. And this is seen all the time in the office. I'd guess my father had saved up a lot of money to raise me, so he must have a lot of savings. She was definitely aiming for that. I need to tell my father what kind of person she is in the office, but what happened next was truly baffling.
Nano, come here right now.
It was rare for my father to yell, so I came down to the living room. I saw my father red-faced and Mrs. Ayo sitting there. She's done something, and I couldn't believe what my father told me next.
You're having an affair with a higher-up?
What are you talking about?
Mrs. Ayo told me why you were home so late recently. I never thought you'd be such a person.
Don't attack her so much. She must have been lonely.
What are you talking about? I would never do such a thing. The reason I'm home so late is because Mrs. Yakamashi here pushes all her work onto me.
Then what is this picture?
This is when I was working overtime and a higher-up was working late too, so we exchanged greetings.
To think my daughter would do such a thing, I
did no such thing, Dad. Trust me.
I was going to let you go if you had admitted to your mistakes, but it seems I raised you wrong.
Dad!
Nano, get out of my house.
What?
Honey, why so suddenly?
It's okay. It's like you said. I was wrong to spoil her all this time.
Dad, you have to listen to me.
What are you doing? Get out!
While my father cried in anger, I saw Mrs. Ayo smile in relief. She's done it. She had reached out to my father, knowing that I was his daughter, all to kick me out of my own house. That's why I suddenly became her target. I walked out of my own house crying. What hurt me most was not Mrs. Yakamashi, but my own father not believing me.
Hey, LOL. Homeless kitty.
I won't forgive you. My father is going to see who you truly are.
Wow, so scary. But too bad. Your father loves me. It was super easy to fool a hard-boiled man who lost his wife. Now, your father's money is all mine.
Just you wait.
Are you alright? You remember I'm your boss too, right?
Do you think you can get away with anything because you're my boss?
Well, yeah. I got you kicked out of your house. Now I'm going to kick you out of the company.
What? What do you think will happen if everyone finds out about your affair? No one's going to believe it. Really? An affair between a 28-year-old who lives with her father and a middle-aged higher-up? It's a classic, LOL. How evil can you be? You'll get what you deserve soon. Are you going to fight back? Please, do try. I've been in this company for 25 years. I'm a veteran here. The next day, the rumor had already spread across the entire office. No one approached within a 1-meter radius of me. I guess that's social distancing. Nomura will be fired for having an affair with spreading all over the office. Mrs. Namaru, you're being called by the CEO. Yes.
Could you explain this to me?
I didn't do anything. 1 week later. Hey, why haven't you been fired yet? It won't be. But you had an affair. But I didn't. It's already rumored you have. You were called down by the CEO. I just told what happened that day. And he believed you? How did you explain the picture? The day of the picture, I had way too much work to do. I didn't have time to have an affair. You might have gone to the hotel afterwards. No way. I saw someone afterwards. You can prove that? Well, I don't need to. Because I was meeting with the CEO. What? Why would you meet the CEO outside the office? Well, I've kept it a secret. But I'm dating the CEO. What? It'll be about 3 years now. Seriously? I was going to solve this issue by myself because I didn't want him to worry, but because you were so loud about how he heard about it. But when I talked to him that day, he believed me from the start.
Of course I know that, Nano. And it's just the two of us. You can relax.
Masayoshi.
I was asking, why is there such a rumor going around about you? And why didn't you ask for my help?
I'm sorry. I knew you were busy and I didn't want to worry you.
Am I that unreliable?
No, it's just...
I love how you are very responsible, but you can rely on me, okay? We're keeping it a secret, but I am your boyfriend.
Yes, I'm sorry.
It must have been tough. There.
And of course, I talked about you. And he talked to the higher-up in question as well. And one higher-up in particular admitted to having an affair. It was you, Mrs. Yakumashi. That isn't true. The CEO asked about it himself. It's likely true. And he said that it was you who started the affair. What? It was him that wanted an affair. Wait, never mind. Well, we don't care about your affair. He told us your recent meetup was last week, which means you betrayed my father too, right? Wait! Don't tell your father! I told you, right? I was going to have my father know the truth. But then our marriage will end! There were no strings attached with the higher-up. I was going to end things with him once I got married. He told us you said to enjoy your lives because you'll get an ATM soon. He said that as well? Oh, how the tables have turned. You'll be chased away from the company and you'll lose your marriage. Please wait! I was wrong! See, I had marriage blues, you know. I was worried about my fiancé having a daughter. So I just wanted to tease you a little, that's all. You've gone too far. I'm not going to listen to you anymore. You'll be hearing from my company and father. Please wait to talk to them. Please, wait! I'll do anything. Okay, will you do all the work that you pushed on me? Will you be quiet then? Of course not. What? Afterwards, Masayoshi came to my house to talk to my father, to tell him the truth. At first, he was defending his new fiancé, but looking at all the evidence brought to him...
Nano, I'm so sorry. What have I done?
I'm sorry I stole your chance to get married again.
No. All I care about is you being happy, Nano. But I'm so sorry.
We both cried our eyes out and talked.
Will you come back home?
About that...
I'm sorry to ask this so abruptly, and in such bad timing, but would you let Mrs. Nano and I get married?
Yes.
If it's you I will be very happy.
Please take care of Nano.
I'll be sure to make her happy.
In the end, I didn't go back to live with my father, but to start a new life with Masayoshi. We are preparing for our wedding together. So, about Mrs. Yakamashi. She was requested an alimony of 10 million yen from the higher-up's wife, my father, who was cheated on, and me for slander. An elite like her ended up having a hefty load of debt on her hands. People who get fired do not get hired as much, so she apparently works the nightlife and barely lives on her own. She got what she deserves in the end. I'll make sure not to end up like her when I grow up.
My name is Masayoshi Sugo. I'm 32, and I can't stand injustice. Since I'm bad at adjusting to others, I don't get along with women, so I'm still single. A while ago, I was scouted into my aunt's company, and I've been doing cleanup of useless higher-ups. This time as well.
Mayoshi,
What is it this time?
please go to the General Affairs Department this time.
Another monster?
Please take care of it.
What higher-up is it this time?
He's just an average employee.
What? That's the monster?
You'll know when you get there.
The previous boss couldn't stand her. What kind of person is it this time? When I went to the department the next day,
Good morning. You must be our new boss. You're so young, you must be very talented. I'm Yahata. I'm 25, single and ready to mingle.
I found the monster.
Huh?
Nothing. I'm Masayoshi Sugo. It's nice to meet you. The monster of the General Affairs Department was an outgoing woman named Yahata. She would do any work that was asked of her without batting an eye, and when she came to the department, she was heavily praised for being hardworking. But in reality,
Hello, Mr. Mayoshi. Good day to you. Would you like to go out for a drink?
it's still working hours.
But I'm done with my job.
What about the papers you took over from the sales department a few days ago?
Oh, that? I couldn't handle it, so I gave it to someone else.
Again? You did the same things last time, too. Do you remember?
But isn't it worse to keep it in my hands and not complete it?
Then why did you take over something you can't do?
I can't decline anyone's offers.
Did you ask for advice before giving it to someone else?
Wouldn't that be a waste of time?
It isn't a waste if you learn how to do it in the process.
Then, can you teach me how to do it?
Sure. Come an hour later. I'll teach you.
Sorry, I'm a little busy today.
You said you were done with work today.
I remembered something. Plus, I have to go back home afterwards.
Then let's do it first thing tomorrow.
I get to have a date with Mr. Mayoshi tomorrow. Let's go to a cafe.
It's work, so please come to the office. You can get coffee and come if you want.
What about the cafe?
This is work.
Okay.
She would soak up other departments' jobs, and instead of doing them herself, she would hand them over to others. Because of her, the other people in her department have been overworking. All the while, she would run back home right on the hour, leaving everyone else. The next day,
Mr. Mayoshi, sorry, I will be absent today.
good morning. Are you sick?
Yes.
Do you have a fever?
Nope.
Can you go get a checkup?
Don't make me say it.
Say what?
It's a girl's thing.
Okay, I understand. Can I ask one thing?
Yes?
I'll be straight. You took a menstrual leave last week, too, is that correct? And 3 weeks ago, too? I'm a male, and I don't understand how hard it is. But does your cycle come 2 or 3 times a month?
You searched that up?
It's a boss's duty to manage his subordinate. And
A woman's body is naive. And isn't this sexual harassment?
if this is the case, please go get it checked out. We need to balance your needs with those of other employees. If you have a doctor's note, then this wouldn't be an issue.
Okay.
Also, what about the work you had planned for today? Wasn't the deadline pretty close?
No way! I can't do that! You take care of it!
She hung up on me. I didn't want to ask about a woman's cycle either, and I even thought it was sexual harassment too. But her attendance record is a greater issue. She'll take a menstrual leave 2 or 3 times every month, using up all of her PTO, and in the winter, she would have a flu without bringing in a doctor's note. In total, she was absent once a day, every week, and everyone has to pick up her slack. I had to do something about this, or the department will blow a fuse. The next day, she came in, looking healthier than ever.
Sorry, I'm okay now. Thank you for your concerns.
and apologized to everyone, but she didn't pick up any of her leftover work and sat down. I could hear the whole department sigh in their hearts.
Mr. Mayoshi, would you like to get a drink to celebrate my return?
Did you get a checkup?
I'm back, so I don't think I need to go.
This was when, like with everyone else, the COVID outbreak hit our company as well. Lucky for us, no one got the virus, but the back office began working from home. They received cameras with built-in speakers and had meetings to receive instructions quite often. Typically, working from home wouldn't be an issue, but for her,
Yeah, working from home is fun.
you're just going to slack off. I won't let you. I scheduled a daily meeting in the morning, after lunch, and in the afternoon for the department to check up on everyone's work throughout the day. By doing so, I thought I'd be able to manage the monster. However, Mrs. Yahata, please turn on your video.
Sorry, I don't know how to.
You just have to connect it to your PC.
I did, but it isn't working.
Then you can join just by voice for today.
Okay,
I wasn't expecting her to do that. What can I do now? Even if I allocate work to her, she doesn't know how to do it. Even if I try to teach her how to do it, she can't share her screen because the camera doesn't work. If I reach out to her during meetings, she doesn't respond and says, I didn't realize I was on mute, lol. Justice mode, on. I can't let her keep getting away like this. I contacted the people in the systems department and figured out how to expose her bad deeds.
I know a way.
With the help of the system engineer, we were able to expose her. The next day's meeting,
Sorry, the camera just isn't working.
sure enough, Mrs. Yahata didn't show herself, and we could only hear her voice. However, what? We all couldn't believe our eyes because Mrs. Yahata?
Hello? Sorry about the camera. I'm so bad with machines. I hate myself for it.
You haven't realized, huh?
Realized what?
Your camera was on today.
Huh? That can't be. I've never connected my camera to my PC.
So it's not that it didn't connect. It's that you've never connected it.
Whoops, let me rephrase it. Stop trying to make me slip. Do you know what people call that? Abuse of power.
Would you say that showing footage of your affair during meetings would be sexual harassment?
Huh? What are you talking about?
I have footage for proof. Do you need to check?
No! Wait, I had the camera off.
So it's true, huh? That camera, it's not known to everyone, but it can be accessed remotely by the systems department.
Seriously?
It's a safety mechanism put out of sympathy for the company in case of emergencies. But wow, to think that when we all have to keep social distance, you come into close contact with a married man from another department in your house.
You were watching? Why didn't you tell me sooner?
Everyone in your department has already given up on you due to your selfish acts. We discussed with the systems department to expose your loafing, because it was apparent you were. We didn't think we'd see that.
It's an invasion of privacy.
Who would think you were doing such a thing during work hours?
It's still not okay. I'll sue you.
Go ahead. I'll be reporting everything you've been doing to the higher-ups.
Huh?
Obviously. Why'd you think you'd get away with this? I heard your last boss did everything he could to respect your privilege as a woman, and you betrayed him. Sorry, but I can't stand injustice. I won't let you get away with this.
Wait, please wait. I'm sorry. I won't do this again.
What you'll do is different from what you've been doing.
Mr. Mayoshi, you're single, right?
Yeah?
Aren't you a little lonely from staying home? I'm down if you are.
I don't understand.
I'll go to your house right now. And you can let me go?
Are you serious?
Yes. You've been a little flustered watching the video, right? You know I have a lot of experience. I can entertain you, you know?
Honestly, I don't get a lot of women.
Really? You don't look like it.
I don't need any flattery. I'm just disgusted.
About...
Everything. I'm sorry, but I have someone I'm interested in. I don't want to touch or be touched by anyone else, let alone someone who'd hook up with a married man. You get what you deserve. I suggest you take your job seriously in your next company.
Wait! Mr. Mayoshi!
Stop calling me by my first name. Now goodbye, Mrs. Yahata.
Wait! Hey! Don't report me!
Afterwards, I reported Mrs. Yahata's bad attitude and affair with another superior to my aunt. Apparently, the higher-up was a bottleneck, and my aunt couldn't touch Mrs. Yahata. So she tasked me with the mission to expose her misdeeds. Mrs. Yahata and the superior were both fired for harming the integrity of the company. The affair was exposed to the superior's wife, and Mrs. Yahata had a 300 million yen alimony on her. With little to no savings and unable to get a good enough job, apparently she works a night job.
Thank you for your help again.
Hey, I heard you look completely different. It's a big story in the office. Is it true?
Do you want to see?
Yeah.
You wait here.
What?
With a little makeup, it's like magic.
Makeup sure is scary.
You need to do better, LOL. I'll help you train by giving you more challenges, okay?
You're the one that benefits from this, right? It looks like there's more to come.
My name is Kimiko. I'm an ordinary 28-year-old housewife. I'm going to talk about an incident that happened between me, my sister-in-law, and my husband. I've been married to my husband, Ryuta, who's 1 year older than me for 3 years. We have a 2-year-old daughter. We've been living a peaceful and happy life. My husband has an older sister named Reona. She seems to be a free-spirited person who leads an exciting life, even at the age of 30. She's a photographer and travels all over the world. She likes to take photos in developing countries. She's the type of person who'd venture into dangerous places. I haven't seen her after my wedding day. Her name rarely comes up in our life, too. The other day, my husband asked me for advice.
I have something important to discuss with you.
Sure, what is it?
I just heard from my sister.
Oh my god, that's rare.
It's been 2 years since we last talked.
So, what's up with your sister?
Well, she got pickpocketed in the country she's traveling in.
Oh, that's too bad.
Fortunately, only the wallet was stolen. Her passport seems safe. But she couldn't buy any food because she's got no money.
So, she's asking to borrow some money?
Well, it seems like that.
How much does she need?
She said that she needs about 100,000 yen.
We can't give her 100,000 yen. We need to pay for living expenses and such.
I said the same thing, but it seemed like she really needs that much. Plus, I used to borrow a lot of money from my sister when I was younger. I can't say no to her.
Then we'll have to use our childcare savings.
Please, get some money from there. We're family after all.
Alright. As a result, we get money from the savings account that we made for our daughter. I was unwilling, but I couldn't reject because it was such an urgent situation. I gave the money to my husband so he could send it to her. A few days later, I received a message from my sister-in-law. Kimiko, thank you so much. Thanks to you, I'll be able to survive. That's great. Are you okay? Are you in somewhere dangerous? Well, it might be dangerous compared to Japan. I want to return to Japan soon, but there's a big job coming up. It might take a while before paying you back. Is that okay? It's fine. I don't need to use the money right away. Thank you for helping. I won't be able to contact you for a while, but I'll pay you back for sure. Then my sister-in-law set off on another adventurous journey. I guess she's just brave in a way. I didn't hear from her for about a week. It's quite normal for her, so I didn't mind. However, my husband brought me another shocking news.
I hate to tell you this, but my sister has gotten into trouble during her trip again.
She's asking for money again?
Well, yes.
Give me a break. We can't afford to lend her more money.
Come on, don't say that. Let's help her out. It looks pretty bad this time.
Did someone steal her wallet again?
No, she seems to have caught some bad infectious disease. The treatment costs a lot.
How much is it?
300,000 yen.
No way. It's impossible that we lend her that much.
But there's still quite a bit of money left in the account since the last time we used it, right?
That money was saved for our daughter, wasn't it? Just because we're not spending it now, it doesn't mean you can waste it.
Yes, I am fully aware of that.
I mean, why do we have to lend her money? Isn't it better that she consults her parents first?
Well, she did. They couldn't afford it, apparently. I'm reluctant to put their retirement savings at risk, too.
I'm with you on that.
Well, can we lend her money for the last time? I think my sister will stop asking after this.
It'll be troublesome if she asks for more. Okay, I guess I don't really have a choice now.
Thank you for helping.
I'm surprised by how considerate you are to your sister. I thought you didn't like your sister.
She's family after all.
We ended up lending my sister-in-law a large sum of money again. I've been racked with guilt and feeling so sorry for my daughter. This time, I didn't even get a thank you message from my sister-in-law. Like last time, I didn't hear from her afterwards. Isn't it crazy? 1 month had passed after that. My anger slowly faded away. The things about my sister-in-law had completely slipped my mind. One day, I stopped by the bank to get something done. I found out something unbelievable. I knew my husband was at work, but I was so angry that I messaged him right away. Hey you! I was filling out the bank book for the childcare savings account. Doesn't it look totally ridiculous?
You saw it? The money gets transferred in from my salary directly, but we rarely touch the money inside. Why did you check the account?
I sold some bags and accessories which I no longer use, so I thought I'd deposit the money. I was filling out the bank book and I was so shocked when I saw the balance. There's hardly any money left.
It's not zero, is it?
Are you trying to pick a fight? There's less than 100,000 yen in the account. Even after lending money to your sister, there should be at least 500,000 yen.
Sorry.
I'm asking how we lost so much money. Don't tell me you lent money to your sister again.
That's what happened.
What has she done this time? What is it that would cost her 500,000 yen?
She broke some important camera equipment or something. She said she really needed the money.
That doesn't mean you can take the money out without telling me.
That's because I knew for sure you'd be against it.
Obviously, 300,000 yen was already a lot. Of course I'd say no to another 500,000 yen. Why are you so obedient to your sister? The two of you were never so close, were you?
It's true, but we're family. I can't just abandon her.
Our daughter and I are also family, no?
Yes, you're right.
At least nothing comes before our daughter, right?
Yes.
Then don't ever do this again. I won't give you a penny for any reason anymore. Even if she's caught by terrorists who demand a ransom, do you understand?
I promise I won't do it again.
I just couldn't accept it this time. Most of the money that I've been saving up for my daughter was gone. I was really thinking about finding his sister and complaining to her directly. My husband tried to console me, and I tried to restrain myself. While I was trying my best not to explode out of anger, I received a message from my sister-in-law as if she had planned the timing. But, are you feeling okay, Kimiko? Huh? What do you mean by feeling okay? Just its literal meaning, are you angry? Yes, that's right. Someone kept on asking for money for all kinds of reasons, one after another. Are you talking about me? Who else can it be? You kept on asking for money to pay for medical treatment, equipment, and so on. Was it true that you needed money for all those? Wait a minute, calm down. Medical equipment? What are you talking about? Are you kidding me? No, the only time I borrowed money was when I was pickpocketed. What? Weren't you sick at all, Kimiko? That's why Ryuta asked me not to contact you even after I was off work. Is that what he told you? Yes, I got worried about you, so I contacted you. I got so confused and had no clue what was going on. If my sister-in-law didn't ask to borrow money, where did the money in the account go? We calmed ourselves down and exchanged our sides of the story. Let me sort this out. First of all, you never asked for more money after the first time, right? That's right. In addition, you've been back in Japan since last week and paid the money in cash to my husband directly. On top of that, you only borrowed 30,000 yen instead of 100,000? Yes, the living expenses there weren't as expensive as in Japan. 100,000 yen would be unnecessary. And you were never sick, right, Kimiko? Yeah, I haven't even caught a cold recently. Yet somehow, Ryuta lied to me, saying that you were sick and going through treatment. He looks like he didn't want us to get in contact. Yes, but what for? Besides, the money is gone for real. I have a bad feeling. I really hope I'm wrong about this. Then I heard the shocking past from Riona. To be honest, I didn't want to believe it, but there was no other explanation for this situation. I needed proof, so I pretended to go out with my daughter on the weekend. I left her at a friend's house and quickly met up with Riona. Riona has been watching my husband's movements from outside the house. We followed him when he came out. Riona was spot on. I couldn't hold in my anger any longer, so I messaged him. Feeling lucky? Are you winning today?
That's so sudden. What's going on?
I saw it with my own eyes. You can stop making those lame excuses. You're at a pachinko parlor, aren't you?
Oh, I'm just trying to get my mind off things. It's no big deal. It's normal to play pachinko sometimes.
Yeah, it's normal to play pachinko occasionally, but you can't call it normal when you put in our daughter's savings.
You know the money was sent to my sister.
I told you to stop making lame excuses. Your sister is standing right next to me. Why don't you give her a call and see?
I told Kimiko not to contact you.
You did all this to hide the fact that you've been spending money on pachinko, didn't you?
I'm sorry, it's all my fault. I swear I'll never do it again.
Isn't that the same line you said to your parents and sister when you were in school?
You heard about that too?
This is not the first time you've been in debt because of pachinko, I've been told. I know that you emptied out your parents' savings and made your sister pay a lot of money.
I really stopped playing after that. I've been under so much stress recently from work and raising the child, I couldn't take it anymore. It's been years since I played pachinko. I thought it'd be fine if I played a little.
And this is the result?
It's not like an illness or anything. I can quit if I want to. I'll put the money back for the savings account. You can cut my allowance too.
No, you are sick. Not only did you put your hands on the money for the kids, you also decided to tell stupid lies to get more money for some pachinko game.
Please, I'll never do it again.
Ugh, let's get a divorce. I'll allow you to visit my daughter only if you get treatment for your pachinko addiction. This is the best concession I can make. I ended up divorcing Ryuta. Never have I ever expected things to turn out like this. Ryuta didn't get treatment for his addiction until the very end. He even wanted to take custody of our daughter. Of course, I wouldn't allow that to happen. In the end, I had to call his parents and sister in. After being questioned by the three of them, Ryuta was then forcibly admitted into an addiction treatment facility.
My name is Miyu. Just a few days ago, I got a divorce from my ex-husband. I don't think I made a mistake. Could you give me your thoughts on this? I'm 28 and I work as a back office worker at a company. There I met my ex-husband, Ryuta Takito. Because he was in sales, we didn't talk much in the office, but out of the blue, he asked me out for dinner. And wouldn't you know it, we were married. Even after our marriage, I didn't quit my job, so we were in the same office. Because I worked back office, I would leave early to do housework. We didn't have kids, but because I wanted kids, we kept trying for a baby, and we're living a happy life. Until that incident. That day, I received a message from a stranger.
Hello? Is this Miss Miyu?
Yes, it is. Who is this?
This is Ryuta Takito's future wife.
Huh?
So, could you please break up with Ryuta?
Wait a minute. Wife? What are you talking about? I'm already married to him.
But him and I have a baby.
A baby? You're pregnant?
Yep.
I can't believe this.
Sent picture. How about this?
Your name is Rina Yakamashi?
I'll be Takito soon enough.
I'm having a hard time believing you. Let me check with my husband.
LOL.
What?
I heard you were stupid from him, but didn't think you were this ignorant.
He said what?
He said you were very modest, but not interesting. Conversation-wise and in bed as well, LOL.
I get it. Let me check with my husband.
Stop thinking you're his wife, okay? I was supposed to marry him in the first place. Huh? Then you came and took him.
I did no such thing. When we started dating, he said he didn't have any girlfriends.
There were some issues and we had to break up. He then went to date you. We were supposed to get back together quickly, but you came along and ruined it.
But that doesn't mean you can come along and take a married man's hand.
Think about it this way. He kept me even while you guys got married. Doesn't that mean he loves me?
I haven't checked if this is true with him.
Then ask him already. The baby is his. This is a fact. So face the truth and break up with him, okay?
I was in panic mode from the sudden news. I couldn't believe he would do such a thing. I waited anxiously for him to come back. I knew I had to check with him directly. But what if what Miss Rina said was true? Will Ryuta honestly admit to what he did? He is very persuasive, and if he thinks that I'm that ignorant, then he might lie and get away with it. But I couldn't just ignore it. So I decided to take action. Deep breaths. Calm yourself, Miyu.
I'm home.
Welcome back.
So hungry.
I thought you were going out to eat today.
Huh?
I didn't say that.
Sorry, my mistake.
I'm so hungry.
I'll make something quick, but can I go out to shop for a few things after dinner? I'll be back quick.
Hurry up, okay?
Oh, yeah.
What?
I got a message from a person named Rena. Are you okay?
Huh? Yeah, sorry, my bad.
So yeah, according to her, she's your future wife and she's carrying your baby right now.
What?
That's not true, right?
What? Never!
Because you married me, right?
Yes, I am a married man.
I knew it. I'm so glad to know that you wouldn't have an affair.
Of course. It's so obvious, huh?
What is he saying?
You said shopping, right? I'm feeling like pre-cooked meals tonight.
Really? Then I'll go buy us some pre-cooked meals, okay?
Thanks. Damn, what is she thinking?
All right. Please, Ryuta, don't contact her, but my wishes were not granted.
Hey, Rena. Is it true you contacted Miyu?
Oh, she told you? LOL.
What are you doing? I'll get caught.
What's the point?
Why would you do that? And even lie about having a baby?
That wasn't a lie.
I haven't seen you in half a year.
Yep, last time we met you were drunk and didn't put on contraception. You don't remember?
No, I don't.
But I do remember. It was March 1st.
But you can't get a baby in just one try.
Yes, you can, because they're a gift. So please take responsibility, okay?
I refuse.
I don't think you have the say here.
I broke up with you years ago. You cheated on me.
You were cheating too.
That's just guy things, you know?
Right, so I didn't bat an eye about it. But you threw me away because I cheated and hooked up with that Miyu girl. But a modest girl like her wouldn't be enough for you. Isn't that true? That's why you contacted me and stayed in my house, right? You lied to your wife that you were staying at a coworker's house too.
She and I work in the same company, so a divorce would be annoying. Is it money? You want money from me?
I do want money. Money and you.
Why are you so attached to me?
You told me while you were drunk, but I heard you were rich. I checked your phone and saw that you go on vacations often too. So instead of getting a lot of money now, I want you to take care of me as your wife for the rest of my life. That way, I'd have more money in the end.
You haven't changed at all.
Just be honest to yourself. Who made you happier, me or her?
In bed, definitely you. You'd do anything I ask.
Right?
Who is better at home? She cleans the house and she cooks all the food.
She doesn't please you enough, right?
Well, yeah.
Think about it. The 3 primitive desires in life are sleep, appetite, and sexual desire, right? You can sleep anywhere, so that leaves appetite and sexual desire. You can eat whatever you want. But sexual desire? You can only be satisfied by me, right? If you stay with Miyu, you can only satisfy 2 desires. I can grant you all 3.
I suppose. No, I won't fall for it.
Stop thinking so hard! Fine, let's talk about it face to face.
But
If we do, Miyu will find out. During work, you can go for sales and meet me. Let's meet somewhere quiet.
that's...
You're aroused, huh?
Sure.
Sure? You idiot. At that moment, I couldn't hold my anger anymore. I decided to punish this idiot no matter what.
I'm so happy. The baby will be born around February.
Are you sure that's my child?
Of course it is. There aren't any other candidates.
I see. Isn't that strange?
What? Miyu? Since when?
I came back to get my wallet.
When were you watching?
I saw the part where you were yelling at Miss Rena about how she sent me a message.
That's all of it.
Yep. So you can't lie to me anymore, right? You cheated on me.
No, I was a little drunk. And,
You aren't satisfied with me in bed, right? No, not at all. But that's what you said. And you even made a promise to meet Mrs. Rena soon, right?
listen to me.
We're having a divorce.
Seriously? Are you going to tell the company?
That's what you were worrying about?
Because what'll happen to my status?
You destroyed my pride as a woman. Now it's your turn.
Please don't. And if we break up, you'd have lost me to Rena, you know. Wouldn't your pride hurt more if you did that?
Yep. But I don't think you'll marry her.
Why?
Why don't you ask her? Hey, you couldn't wait anymore? Hello? This is Miyu. Huh? Is this the wife? I've decided to end things with him. Wow, thanks for telling me, slinking cat. I get to finally be with Ryuta now. Meow, meow, meow. LOL. Huh? What are you doing? I'm sorry, it's just funny. What is? You said you had a fling with Ryuta on March 1st, right? If that's the case, February would be way beyond the 10 months of pregnancy, and it'll be your 12th month of being pregnant. Pregnancy depends on the person, you know. Stop lying already. You thought that Ryuta wouldn't notice that the pregnancy would be off because he's stupid, right?
What do you mean?
Ryuta! Don't listen to her! It means Mrs. Rena's baby isn't yours, Ryuta.
Huh? It's not mine?
You still don't get it even after I explained it, huh?
Hey, Rena, what is this?
Believe me, this is truly your child. Then you should get a DNA test of the baby once it's born. Shut up, you slinking cat! Meow?
I'm sorry, Miyu. I was wrong. I don't want to get a divorce. Please forgive me.
Nope, can't trust you anymore. I'll be requesting an alimony from both of you.
What?
If I can't marry Ryuta, then I'm not paying anything. I think you two are mistaking something. I'm the only one that can request for something here. You guys have to listen and do as I say. I'd say the alimony will be around 200 million.
200 million?
No way! Stop harassing an expecting mother! You guys need to keep regretting your mistakes moving forward.
Miyu, wait!
Turns out Miss Rena became pregnant not knowing who the father was, and around that time had the incident with Ryuta, who decided to parasite onto him. Later, I explained the situation to my company and how I planned to have a divorce. Because it was private matters, he didn't get fired, but his colleagues look at him differently now. So, in about 3 months, he quit the company on his own. I requested an alimony on both of them, but Ryuta was depressed, and Mrs. Rena adamantly refused to pay, so I didn't receive a single yen from them. So, I used my secret weapon. I asked my friend to help out, and I was able to get both of them to pay up. But that's a secret. There are people out there that will do anything to anyone to get what they want and not hesitate to do so. But I believe that people who are living righteously should not be let down. If you are down and need help, please let me know. Maybe I can be there to help you out. Meow!